What's up, guys? Just want to show you this thing that I made today for my car speakers. It's not for my subs, it's for the actual speakers. This is what they call a bass blocker. And you may or may not have heard of this, but one of the common problems is you want to crank up your sound system, but what happens is the bass starts to distort your regular speakers, and then your mid-ranges and trebles sound like crap. It also makes your vocals sound like crap, and nothing sounds good. The bass is there from your subs, but nothing else sounds good. So I decided to put one of these together, and all it is just a capacitor. I got at Radio Shack for about $1.50, and they come in a pack like this. Now you can buy these online from Crutchfield or Best Buy, and they're about $10 for two of them. And I just went out and bought these about an hour ago for $1.50 a piece, so you do the math, that's about $6. And I've got enough for 4 speakers, not just 2. So, and it's really simple to put together. All you need is a capacitor, you need your solder, and heat shrink if you want to, and then your speaker wire. And it's, notice that, you know, speaker wire usually comes in the two strands. Well, I just split it right down the middle and got one strand because you only need it for the positive side. So I'm going to give you guys a quick demo of what it actually does. I'm going to play on a really crappy home stereo system. I'm going to play a lower bass frequency around, I'm going to show you a 20 hertz and then a 40 hertz. You might not be able to see the difference on the camera. Hopefully you guys will hear the difference, but believe me, it does make a difference. It takes a lot of the movement and a lot of the bass out and takes a lot of the distortion out. Alright, so one other thing I wanted to mention before we start, the way you figure out which capacitor you need in microfarads, in this case mine is 220. I'm going to put a formula right here in this bar below. All you need to do is you need the hertz of the frequency that you want to cut out, and you need to multiply it by pi and by 2 and plus the impedance of your speakers, in which my case is 4 ohms. Again, it sounds really complicated, but I'm going to put the whole formula down here below so it's easy for you guys to plug in what you need. Like I said, in my case, mine's 220. That cuts out anything at 150 hertz and below, which is very common. So I would definitely recommend these for just your regular sound system if you've got some subwoofers hooked up. If you don't have any subwoofers, there's really no point in doing this because your equalizers can pretty much get rid of the bass, and you can adjust the bass to not damage your speakers, and it'll still sound great. Alright, so I'm going to try to show you this to you guys the best of my ability. What we're going to do is we're going to play the 20 hertz bass tone without the bass blocker. And what we're looking for here is movement. We don't want movement in our speakers because that's what creates distortion in the mid-ranges and high ranges. So here we go. I'm pretty sure you guys can see that, how much movement we're getting out of that. Now this isn't hurting the speaker, it's just showing you how much it's actually moving, and this is such a low tone that this little speaker can handle it, but no sound's coming out, you can't hear anything. Alright, so now we've got our bass blocker in place. I've just have the wires touching for now because that's all I need to show you. I'm not going to permanently hook it to the system. But here goes the same 20 hertz bass hit. And see, there's hardly any movement, and it's the same exact tone. So that way it doesn't distort your mids and highs. Okay, so now we're going to play a higher bass frequency, a more common one, if you will. Usually those 20 hertz hits aren't heard in most songs just because of how low they hit, and you wouldn't be able to hear them on a regular sound system. So the point is, this is supposed to be higher, and you'll definitely be able to hear it, and the speaker basically moves faster. I guarantee you'll hear the distortion. Okay, so you see movement. You can also hear distortion. It doesn't sound bad, but if my mid-ranges were playing through that speaker, they'd sound like absolute crap. Alright, so now we've got our bass blocker in place once again, and we're going to play a 40 hertz tone. Okay, and see there's far less movement, and the bass sounds a lot cleaner and richer. You guys probably won't be able to tell because of this microphone and the iPod, but believe me, I mean, you can kind of tell. There is still movement, but it's definitely less distorted and definitely cleaner. Alright, so I decided to increase the volume a little bit on the 20 hertz tone. I'm going to see if I can get more movement out of it. Hopefully you guys can tell on the camera a little better. So here we go without the bass blocker. Now this video does not do it justice, believe it or not. It's actually moving a lot more than that. Not faster, but just more. And it's just because of the frame rate on the camera. Okay, so again, same volume, same frequency, just with the bass blocker in line. Here we go. So as you can see, it's the same volume, but that capacitor is cutting out as much as it can to get rid of all that movement. So that way, your mid-ranges and high ranges remain less distorted. Alright, so hopefully you guys saw the difference that these make. I know I can visually tell and hear the difference that they make. I'm really excited to put these in my car. The thing I like about these is they are very, very safe to put in your car. They don't get hot. I mean, this one's been running for a while and it's still ice cold. And they also protect your speakers from getting blown, because if you're running all those bass frequencies through speakers that are supposed to be having your mids and highs, it pretty much tears them to pieces. So this will definitely save your speakers, and especially if you invested in some really nice ones, it's probably smart to put these in. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. These are really easy to make. I mean, $1.50 a piece for these capacitors compared to $10 for 2 of them down at Best Buy or Sound Warehouse. So I definitely recommend these, and I will be installing them in my car really soon. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Take care.